Sorry, I got some bugs. Too much cocaine earlier.
Are you sure you don't want government to step in and decide whether you need to use cocaine or not?
Well, I've seen the rise of is ANCAPs, and that is anarcho-capitalists. And this is a very special breed of autistic people, where they think that somehow people can exist in a society where it's just there's absolutely no government at all.
I didn't know human existence was predicated on whether there was a group that uses aggression to get what they want, but hey, I'll let you finish.
There's no one to build the roads. There's no one to fucking have a water to build public water or anything or public anything. There's none of that. Everything's private.
How would there be no one to build these things? What you really mean to say is that there will be no one to force people to pay to build these things. Now here's a crazy idea. What if they came together voluntarily, and because there's a market for those goods and services, private companies would attempt to service those needs? It's kind of like someone in Venezuela asking, but if the food industry wasn't socialized, who would feed people? And the answer to that is the same for you.
But again, since everything's basically private means nothing if there's no overarching body.
Overarching body? Maybe you mean a group or entity that can help facilitate these interactions. Let's think. Have we heard of any private entities that help groups of people with common goals reach them? Ever heard of GoFundMe? Ever heard of Kickstarter? Come on, get off the cocaine for a few minutes. The world might look a bit different.
Now, listen to me here. I'm not some kind of a socialist or even democratic socialist. I'm pretty far right as in terms of economics on the spectrum.
Except there are services that you deem necessary that somehow couldn't be achieved through voluntary interaction and must have aggression. I'd suggest checking out my first video. I have some good questions you might want to answer.
But these guys are so far on the spectrum that they're fucking retarded. These fucking people think that... Okay, so, hold on. Let me just fucking grab this real quick. So I'm just going to use these as an example. I only have a couple dollars actually in my wallet, but I have $2 here. These are just two American good old fucking crumbled up dollars. I could buy like a pack of gum with this maybe.
Yeah, that definitely wouldn't be enough for any of your nose candy.
So, okay, so what is this worth to you? What are these worth to you? What do you think these are worth? Well, they're worth just about jack shit. There's two pieces of cloth paper. I'm not entirely sure, and there's probably trace amounts of cocaine in here.
Man, just can't shake the stuff, can you?
So, now that we've established that they're basically, unless everybody absolutely agrees that this little piece of paper right here is worth 1 unit of whatever the fuck this is, unless everybody agrees, then what the fuck is it worth?
Everybody doesn't have to agree. That's the thing. Why do you think there are other world currencies? There's the British pound, the Tanzanian shilling, and so many more. The great thing about money is that it gives people more purchasing power. In a barter economy, people were limited because both parties had to agree on the items to barter. But with a monetary economy, the currency serves as a placeholder to give buyers and sellers more flexibility.
Nothing. Or at least... maybe subjectively, it's worth something.
Exactly. Subjectively. There's no objective value you can put on something. There are these things that you can mine out of the ground, and when they're all polished and shiny, people sell them, and they're called diamonds. There's no inherent value to these other than they're aesthetically pleasing, but it's created a multi-billion-dollar industry based on people's subjective value. The adage, one man's trash is another man's treasure, is quite accurate. Of course, that doesn't mean that there aren't goods and services that people will value more than others.
Without a governing body, without the US government, this is fucking worthless. Because it says on here, let me just read real quick here. This note is a legal tender for all debts, public and private. Do you know who wrote that? The government did. Right on that bill. A fucking Bank of America didn't do that. Fucking Chase Bank didn't make this. The government did.
And is your assumption that there can't be currency without government? Let's look at this list. Oh look! Cryptocurrencies! They exist! Whoa, it's almost like government isn't what you think it is.
So I don't understand when these so basically to an anarcho-capitalist is that we could just completely, because I've seen these fucking people, and there's this fucking retard on YouTube, it's like this he's an anarcho-capitalist guy. I fucking put his picture up right here, but basically he's a fucking retard.
I don't like him either. I especially don't like that awesome merch he has at anarchyball.com. And definitely don't support the hardworking guy on Patreon, because he would probably be more useful at some government job.
Because he thinks that just about anything the government does is fucking communist socialism or something. So basically, if the government decides that, we're gonna, guys, you see those houses down there? There's a lot of demand for housing over there. So what we're gonna do is that while they're building those houses over there, and there's people gonna live in there, we're gonna pave this. We're gonna make this a road so that people can drive it on. That's fucking communism, you fucking commie. It's fucking socialism and it's communism. Are you fucking European? Are you fucking Russian from the 1960s, dude?
So how is that not socialism? Mind you, it might be a mild form, but if there's a need for roads and the government steps in to pay for it, then aren't they absolving the people who want that road from having to pay for it? Which is, what's it called? Yeah, socialism.
And it's like, this really fucking grinds my jimmies, because it's like, to them, like, any form of government is just authoritarianism. Like, you could have, like, a fucking town government. You could have a fucking village, and it's just like this fucking tyranny. When that's not at all the case.
Actually, that is the case, because it seems you have a fundamental misunderstanding of what government is. Government is not just some entity that provides a currency and roads. Government is a method of problem solving. It's the threat of aggression on individuals. So no matter what you call it, a town government, a local government, or the other word for it, a gang, government is the systemized initiation of force, and all ANCAPs are saying is that it would be better to have a system of voluntary interaction. So this video is longer, and if you're interested in hearing a drawn-out Fallout analogy, you can click the link in the description. But overall, you're not a bad dude. You said you like the free market. So if you have any response to me, I'm welcome to it. Liberty out, but not gone.